Good afternoon, everyone. Sharice Jervis-Hill here, president and founder of Events to Remember and PR to Remember, with our podcast series, Coffee with Cher, where we meet amazing entrepreneurs like this guy over here. I am so excited to welcome Jon Chattman here. He is the founder of Moving Forward Connection. Jon, thank you for being here on Coffee with Cher. How are you this afternoon, this spooky afternoon?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm
Oh.
wearing my Jon Chattman costume.
Here's to you, friend.
Yours.
All right, so Jon, what
Yeah,
is new? Tell me about your company and how you got started. Give us the lowdown.
sure. So, um, I wear a lot of hats, and this is not an easy question that I can answer. So I will try to best answer it. Um, well, moving forward is a social media company
Hmm.
that started about 8 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, it's also a talent booking company. So it kind of encompasses everything that I do, which is I love live music. I can't play live music. I live vicariously through people who can. So I book live music, whether it's at a bar or a gala or whatever. I also book celebrities and talent at nonprofit galas. That's also part of like moving forward connections, but it's primarily social media. I started my career in writing. I have a journalism degree
Hmm.
and mainly in newspapers and then gradually online,
Hmm.
freelance for a whole bunch of places, New York Post, Huffington Post.
Hmm.
Uh, and just marketing is kind of where I steered because whether it's writing or whether it's um, posting a reel or you know, anything really, I'm just like a storyteller. That's what I always tell people. That's my speech when I'm trying to close a deal subtly. I'm a storyteller at the end of the day. So whether it's literally writing an article or writing a caption, there's really, or taking a photo or a video, there's really no difference. So that's my evolution, which is basically writing to marketing to social media. And even the talent booking component of it is, musicians tell a story through their songwriting. And yeah.
And everything that I'm hearing you say, to me, I'm kind of picking up as with moving forward connection, all of these different aspects of your company involve that connection, be it social media, where it's that digital connection, the music, where it's kind of that creative connection, just the writing, the storytelling, kind of connecting with your readers. So it all to me kind of comes together as just that different outlets of building on some kind of connection. That's kind of what I got from that. So,
Yeah, for sure. I actually, when I started, it was moving forward consulting,
mhm,
and I changed it to connection for that reason, because
yeah.
I just feel like everything that I'm doing is kind of connecting people with something.
Yeah, no, and you're very good at what you do. I mean, I know you from a client that we both share, the Music Conservatory of Westchester, and you do a great job bringing in the talent, and we work with them on the auction piece, and we both love Ashlyn. She's a rock star. So,
Yep.
Ash, if you're listening, um, but anything else about your journey, or should I move on? Anything else you
Um,
can share, John?
no, I mean, I'll just say, as far as my journey goes, I went into business for myself because I found the side hustles were just too great to pass up an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to just kind of seek out my own place.
Yeah.
So in terms of my own journey, that's kind of where I'm at really still. Like I think when your side hustles become your greatest passion, that's when you kind of have to go out on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good for you. Good for you for taking that leap. So, John, what do you feel is that magic, that something that really sets you apart from others that are in your space? Like, really, what makes you different?
So I would
What
say
makes moving forward different?
besides my charming personality.
Of course.
So I would say I think experience is big, and I think that it's something that's unfortunately underrated, like in the industry. I have done a lot in my career. So even just the talent booking that we were talking about, working with Ash and working at the Music Conservatory, the ability to talk to people is extremely underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that's kind of gone away. We live in a texting world, and we live in a world of DMs and likes, and that's it. But you really need the ability to talk to people and know how to talk to people. So that's just kind of like the talent booking side, but also just in terms of presenting yourself authentically. There we go.
Yes. Yeah.
So in terms of what I bring to the table, I kind of am a doer. So I'm an idea guy, but I follow through on the ideas. So it's one thing to think big picture and just suggest ideas and just not follow through. I follow through.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to come up with ideas and be shot down and move forward. The thing is, when I take on a client, I'm not it's not my business. So in other words, I want to carry the voice of the client. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the client doesn't know their voice.
Mm-hmm.
So everything with me is hands-on. It's me you get. So in other words, if you hire me, you're getting me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have people I work with who help me out, but I'm writing the caption. I'm not AI. It's
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I mentioned before, I have a journalism degree. I have 8 books published. I'm a writer. I pride myself in what I write. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm very meticulous with my editing. I do the editing. I don't pass that off to somebody. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who I work with is to assist me in, I want to say the minutia, but the minutia is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I think the reason why what sets me apart is you're hiring me and you're getting me.
Mm-hmm.
And I bring a lot of experience, and there's something to be said about actually being able to talk to somebody. Like, I'm not a hired gun.
Yeah.
Like, I look at myself as like part of the business,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to tell you how to run your business.
Mm-hmm.
I can make suggestions, and if it doesn't work out, that's fine. But yeah, like I use this, and it's only overused in my head. So I'll say it, and I say it in other interviews. And but like, I'm the tentacle on the octopus. So like, if your business is the octopus, I want to be a tentacle. I don't want to be someone you see once every 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the person who you feel comfortable enough to text, to call, to email.
Mm-hmm.
If you have something going on, I want you to feel comfortable enough to be like, "Hey, John, are you around?"
Yeah, that connection. We're back at that word connection.
Yeah, yeah.
So, John, we are kind of wrapping up this year in that last quarter.
Hmm.
Anything new or exciting happening at Moving Forward Connection that you want to share?
Yeah, so I mean, I've actually been doing a lot more events lately. So I've always been, I did say it. I said I'm an idea guy, and I like to follow through on it. I've done events. So we talked about the Music Conservatory event. I've worked for other nonprofits, booking talent for them. But I've also done my own events, like I book shows and stuff like that. So I have another Instagram handle called the Westchester Pop, which is kind of like a sister to Moving Forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing live music events where I'm doing interviews and other weird kind of, I don't want to say influencer stuff. So I'll just say like content creation. And part of that is events. So live music events. I'm doing a couple at Barley's Beach House in Rock,
Mm-hmm.
where I sit down, I interview a musician, and that sort of thing. And it really taps into everything I've done. So I've written, I've interviewed celebrities and musicians and all that. And then there's the social media component of it, building up the event, creating an event, post, the wrap, all that stuff. And also just working on my podcast as well. So all of it's, again, like, yes, we'll come back to connecting again, but like, it's all a hodgepodge of different things that are still within the same bucket.
Yeah, got you. Got you, got you, got you. Long as they all make sense, I'm all for it. All right, so my last question, and as everyone knows, my favorite question, because we want this podcast to be a resource for entrepreneurs to come to and just hear others' journey and you know, kind of take whatever pieces resonate with them. So, what advice would you share with a new entrepreneur who's just starting out, or maybe it's someone who's been in business for a while and they're hitting kind of a rough patch? You choose whoever you want to talk to, but what advice would you share?
Sure. I think this is just a general statement that can apply to both. And try something new is always something that I like, and not to be afraid of. It's very cliche to say don't be afraid to fail, but I actually think that there's beauty in failing. I really do. I just had a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday about how many times I messed up creating a website for my first blog. And because of that, I know how to code basically a website. So I would say, like, don't be afraid to, let me rephrase it.
Lessons in it all, you know?
There's lessons in everything. I would say don't be afraid to fail is obviously a cliche thing, but I would say, like, don't pretend you know everything is probably a bigger thing.
Yeah.
A lot of you can be great at a lot of things, but you can always learn. Like, I still don't know half the things, more than half, in a field that I've been in for over 20 years. You can always learn from anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you like a whole hodgepodge, but I would just say, like, my advice is always be ready to learn because you don't know everything.
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. And you know, we should strive to learn something new every day. You know,
Yeah.
that's the beauty in it all. So thank you for sharing these nuggets. Thank you for telling us about your journey. So John, where can everyone find you if they're looking to find out more information about Moving Forward Connection?
Sure. So I'm at Moving Forward Connections on Instagram. It's movingforwardpr.com. Or you can also find me at the Westchester Pop on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
always available.
Well, thank you for being here. This was fun chatting with you, and I will see you around town, hopefully at one of your music events.
Sounds good. Thanks,
All right.
Shrews.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.